on this episode of Alex's Bitchin' Kitchen.
Today, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade chocolate cake from scratch. What do you got to do when you make a cake? Got to turn the oven on, of course. But in the interest of time, I already preheated the oven to 325, and you will notice that it's on convection. Due to the convection oven that I'm going to be using today, it'll circulate the hot air that's in the oven to make sure that your cakes don't burn. So we're going to come back over here, and we're going to make the cake. So, you start with your 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour. You just dump that right in the bowl. Then, you dump in your sugar. Then, you dump in your cocoa. Then, you dump in your baking powder. Then, you dump in your baking soda. Then, you dump in your salt. Again, in the interest of time, I already pre-measured everything out because it would have taken a long time. So, put this in. Then, I'm going to add 2 eggs. 1, 2. Crack. Split. Make sure you get no shells in this. Crack and split. Then, you add your milk, your oil, and of course, the vanilla. The last ingredient of this mixture will be boiling water, but that'll take about 2 minutes in the microwave. So, during that 2 minutes, I'm going to be mixing this, which will take about 2 minutes for the mixture. So, I'm going to come over here. The water's already in, properly measured. We're going to hit time cook. We're going to go to 145, about 2 minutes. And we're going to hit start. There it goes. So while that's cooking, it's going to be loud, as I have to beat this, but you can come in a little bit if you want to see it. Since there's still a little extra on the sides, I'm going to just use a spatula and I'm going to scrape off the sides. That way you get every morsel of ingredients. Just like this. I'll give it one more beat before the water comes out of the microwave. This is looking good. Now, we're just going to wait on the water, which I think should be close to done. And it has 2 seconds. This is very hot, so grab an oven mitt. Make sure not to burn yourself. You come over here and you stir in boiling water. So, I'm just going to pour it in, and then I'm just going to mix it all together. Looks kind of gross looking, but that is alright. Then, I'm going to slowly mix it. Alright. Here is the batter. If it looks a little watery, or the consistency of oil, that's fine. The batter is supposed to be a little bit thinner. So, we're going to take this over to the 2 9-inch pans that will now be greased with Costco's very own Kirkland Signature cooking spray. You just go lightly. Maybe even a little bit around the edges, just to make sure your cake doesn't stick. Okay. There we go. Now, you kind of mentally divide this bowl of batter in half. So, you kind of just pour a little bit like this. Then you stop. And you come over here and do a little bit like this. Then, come back and do a little bit more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. You keep going till they're about the same level. And of course, you have to get your spatula to make sure you get every bit of that cake in there, because you don't want half of your cake going down the drain. So, okay. Now I'm just gonna swizzle them around. Now, they're gonna go into the oven for about 25 minutes to start. There's one pan. And here's the second one. And they're about on the middle to high rack. That way, they get cooked a little bit faster, but they don't burn, due to the convection oven that it's on. So you hit kitchen timer, you hit 25 minutes, and you hit start. There we go. To conclude this episode of Alex's Bitchin' Kitchen, we had already frosted the chocolate cake in advance, so this is the final product. And of course, like every good chef, you gotta try what you make. That's some good cake.